Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. Today, it's Thursday and I don't typically post videos on Thursdays, but we have 19,600 subscribers and I'd very much like to have 20,000 by Sunday so that I can do a 20k subscriber live stream for you guys. So, it's time to do another one of these videos that isn't really mainly and only about women, but clearly that's the angle that works. Just put woman in the title and way more both men and women. Click and then find me charming, interesting, educational, inspiring and all those things for other reasons, and subscribe and watch my other stuff. So yes, you effectively got baited, but don't you worry, we're going to be talking about the women and how they relate to the larger point being made here as well. Before I start, I just want to say, if you are someone that tunes in without subscribing or maybe without even having an account, it's about time that you do your part for the Uncommon Sense channel Gain Train. So sign up, like, subscribe, comment, and yes, it might be because of you that we get this live stream on Sunday. Wow. So, what women really love, okay, is when you're jacked and stacked blonde giga Chad, standing around, shirtless in nature, sweating like a pig also because it's unexpectedly hot for late September in Sweden, and asserting yourself and your message about self-improvement, fitness, overcoming adversity, mental health, mindset, your views on life and all that kinds of stuff. Yes, women really love that. If that's who you authentically are, if you do what you authentically would do, completely, fully, own it completely, women that would be into that kind of person will absolutely love you. Do you understand? The point being made here is really about being authentic, authenticity. You understand that authenticity is what gets you everything that's meant for you, everything that you want. Do you understand? Just take this YouTube channel. That's one of the responses I get the most, that like, you're so raw and real. That's what I love. Oh, you're like the first fitness guy I could actually listen to because you seem real, genuine, and no bullshit, straight to the point. Not straight to the point, no one ever said that. But you see what I mean? It's because I am me. I express what I stand for in the way I do it. And the people that are into me and what I do will come here and like it. Do you understand? It's the same with the guys I work with. Because I present myself so fully the way I am, I typically just love all the guys I'm working with, having such a great time. None of them, other than, okay, I have to set off time for them. But when I actually have calls and all that, or even training some people in person, right? It just feels like, man, this is a blessing to me, that this is work for me, that I get to be with these people, right? While if you are someone that just puts out, like now I ended up in the example of a content creator and a coach, right? But you're someone that just puts out what you think, like, this will make people pay. This will make people think I have all the solutions, right? This will make me seem this way. You're going to be stuck working with a lot of people that you don't really, it's going to feel tough, right? And of course, if you actually care about helping people and that, when you have this kind of arrangement, you're not actually going to help people, right? But yeah, that kind of person that takes the approach so much of what will make people like me, you know, what will make people want to work with me, rather than who am I, what do I stand for, what do I think people need to hear, what I think they should be doing, right? That's how I both get people that want to pay me but actually like me, that it's more than just monetary, transactional, like service towards money thing, right? That's how I actually love and enjoy what I do, right? And so if we're gonna come back to the women thing, you know, honestly, it's be yourself is key, okay? And people don't, I think people, it sounds silly and stupid, right? Just be yourself, because I don't think a lot of people even knows what that means. I think it was on one of my videos when someone said that it was like poor advice in a comment, like, oh, it works for the Chads, you know, but if you aren't the Chad, you cannot be yourself. It's so silly, that's the whole point. I like the way I talk about Chad is just like an impressive alpha kind of guy. It's not an exact definition, okay? Because I know some people get hung up on, like, you know, it's about looks. It's about being tall and having this job. But, you know, just an impressive guy is what I mean here, okay? that's one of the things that's impressive about the Chad, that he's not fucking trying to be anything. He just is what he is, okay? So, if we're gonna talk about, like, things that women love and are into, because, of course, there can be general things, but it's still, like, you being you that way. Let's take something like confidence. A lot of people try to just imitate something that they think comes off as confidence, right? And what they imitate might look, that might be one person's, like, true confidence. Like, someone, a kind of like person like me in certain situations at least, maybe confidence is being like, I'm in charge, yes, I know what's going on here, like energetic, taking a lot of space like that. But also for me, in other situations, that I'm confident is just going to be that, okay, this is not really, it's not really my time to take all the space. I'm going to sit here quietly, you know, I'm going to respond to everything smoothly. I'm just calm in myself, right? You see that what confidence is, like both depending on the setting, but for the person. So another person that's confident, they maybe never just are in this, like, highly driven, energetic state. That's not what confidence looks like for them. So if they try to imitate that, what you can do when you fake it is that you can win other people that fake it over. But to a, like, secure woman in this case, that just looks for a real fucking person to connect with, she's gonna sense that all of this is just some freaking show. And this is what I noticed too. The more I've worked on myself and peeled, like, layers of fear and insecurities, and the more I can just be who I am most of the time, you notice so much when people put on some kind of mask. Like, for me, it isn't as much with women, honestly, younger guys many times. You know, especially if they maybe have seen some of my YouTube videos. I can just sense how insecure they are and want to come off a certain way and show, yeah, like, I get it and all. And it's kind of like, bro, it's like, I'm just a guy, you know, you can relax. It's like, I appreciate it in a sense, but this would all be more chill if you just took it a bit more chill. Don't think that you have to come off a certain way to be able to connect with me. I like you if you're just a little guy that comes up and be like, yeah, I really admire you, or I really like your content, or you're jacked, bro. That's fine. You don't need to put on some kind of show and try to pretend someone you are someone you aren't, right? And so if we're going to talk about the women, again, this channel, I want to make clear, this is not some fucking pickup artist, red pill or black pill channel, okay? The way those guys approach it, to me, the way when they talk about girls and women, to me, it's like high school guys giving advice to each other, like, chicks really dig this, and oh, no, I can never do that, ooh. Game, you know, using all these words. It's like, yeah, you're never going to get that from here, right? But, okay, let me pause. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say, that once upon a time I was more into that stuff, right? Like, really reading books to be, how do I pick up women, right? And I remember there was one book that I read, and there was this, like, cocky and funny routine. That, you know, and I get the point of it. It can be good. This is what I want to say. I'm going to get to a point at the end where I'm going to say that there is a little bit of nuance and balance with these kinds of things. It can be good to understand the general concepts, but it should just never be like you twisting yourself into something you just are not, right? But so it's kind of easy to understand why a cocky and funny formula, like, works with a lot of people. Like, you show that you're not afraid to, like, go poking people a little bit, but you're also funny. You make them laugh, and you just come off as, like, charismatic and kind of fearless in a sense, right? And to someone like me, that's a kind of a natural part of my persona. You see it in some of my videos where I play up my arrogance and cockiness a bit more, right? But for me to be like that at all times would not be authentic. It's just a small part of me that I can, for certain videos and situations, I can channel that. But to have to go around being like that all the time, and I remember when reading that book, like, I always try to start to, like, banter with girls, and you always try to make, like, sexual innuendo and stuff. And absolutely, that, like, mechanically worked for me as a younger guy to, like, hook up with some girls. But honestly, I couldn't think about it that way then, but I think I knew on some level that I just kind of managed to trick her. Like not in any, like, evil, like, way like that, but, you know, I managed to come off as something that was attractive to her, and she slept with me. But, you know, she didn't want me for me, really. That's what you know deep down, and that's when it's never enough for guys that go into, like, learning game and want to hook up. When you go about it that way, because you want to be loved, you want to love and appreciate yourself, and you want others to do that. You don't want, like, I have to fake being someone I'm not because there's something wrong with me. And yeah, when a girl is into me, it's because I managed to fool her that I'm someone I'm not, right? And so, since I changed completely and started going about life in a different way, it has happened very differently with girls. You know, I was in a longer relationship, long distance, and bits of on and off periods there, but parts of it was amazing, right? And I never experienced, when I got to know this girl, I could tell that she really loved and admired me for me. It was not just like, oh, you're so, I don't know, beautiful for your muscles, or you're so, I don't know, you know. It was just clear that what I'm about, what I stand for, who I am as a person. Like, yeah, she was impressed with like my fitness results, but it wasn't so much that, oh, I just want you for your body. It's like she understood what it said about me, and she knew about my story, how I changed everything, right? And to feel that from another person, that like, wow, she really is into me, not something I do, not some show I put on. I just have to be me, and I'm like fully loved and appreciated for it, and that's a great feeling. And my point now, I've talked a bit about women, but my point is that's how you want it to be with your connections in life in general. Like, I can, apart from the girl thing, like finding these techniques to kind of fool girls to be into you. Also just girls that are equally as insecure as you know. That's how it works. It would never work on a more secure girl, that's the point. But even I realized how much, you know, so many people, they think they want to do things. Like when we're talking about insecurities and that, it's not always in the moment that you actually feel like, oh, I'm nervous here or something. It's like subconscious. You think there are things you want, and therefore to get those things you need to be a certain way. And I can just think how much I bent over backwards to kind of please people and fit in groups that were never for me. People that never really truly cared about me. They were never for me. That's why I have to even mechanically try to do things to fit in, right? It's one thing to look at yourself and understand like weaker, bad, you know, traits you have that you can work on, but really feel like I have to go along with this that I don't really like because that's what I gotta do to fit in here, right? It just sucks, you know. Authenticity, that it's so great, like, because sometimes maybe you're gonna lose, it's gonna seem like you lose out on something because you are who you are. But the thing is, it would never have been worth it. If you had to bend over backwards to get something, you did not get what you actually wanted, and it's going to turn out, even sometimes, if a loss stings, and it seems like it's, if I was different, it's going to turn out at some point that it was for the best. Like, instead of always trying to fit yourself into everything, just look at you and go about like you, and fall into place automatically. Don't think about it so much, right? But yeah, okay, I had that experience with that girl, and like I said, it was on and off. Right? But what I notice is that when I've talked to girls that, like, either maybe try to check me out somehow, DM me on Instagram or something, or just kind of connect when it's from like another side of the world, or I don't know, maybe they're actually in a relationship or something. But my point is just that I can tell that, like, when I've gotten that kind of positive attention from some girls, it's really because they're into me and what I stand for, right? It's not just like, oh, I found you and I think you're so hot for your body or something, you know. And to me, it's just kind of cool that, because I know I've made myself unavailable to a lot of girls. Like, I'm not into most girls, and many girls are, well, either just gonna think I'm weird and actually not gonna be with me, or of course just make up that excuse because they know they cannot meet my standards. Okay, play that part up for you here again. But the point is that it felt really good to me that, yeah, I made it so, like, how I go about my life, yeah, it's not the way to maximize the amount of girls that would have sex with me, because I don't even care about that. But I noticed that, yeah, I really, the way I am, it makes it so that, you know, I get appreciated. Those that appreciate me really want me for me, and it's going to be the kind of person then that I like. So yes, it seems like a new girl is entering my life, and that's what she told me, even, that what she really appreciates with me, that I am to take her words. So fiercely know who I am and act accordingly, right? And honestly, that's what the same thing I like about her. But I'm not the guy that this kind of girl, like, typically would go for. And this kind of the same for me with her. But I like that. I like that she is I like that she admires these things about me, because she is the same way. And I admire that. I don't want a girl to try to please me. It's one thing that a girl cares for me and but you know, in this setting when we're attracting someone, I don't want someone to try to fit what they think I want. I want them to be themselves. Because that in and of itself is so attractive that even if I could come up with something like, oh, okay, this part or this thing she does, that is like not what I had in mind for someone, I won't care about it because I admire this main trait so much, right? Yeah, honestly, as so many times I surprise myself with how much I go on, but I think I'll end it here. But actually, I think about authenticity a lot, and on my Patreon, one of the solo podcast episodes it's like 40 or 50 minutes about authenticity, just a monologue. But recently I thought about it because I saw, well, what I actually saw was Philion, the content creator, reacting to Hamza getting interviewed by this guy Chris Williamson, and they talked. Chris Williamson really gave Hamza, I don't know much about Hamza, but he really gave him some very good advice, because Hamza seemed to have been like caught in, like, it's dangerous is the point when you do what I do, like he does YouTube. I don't think I'm like Hamza, right? But when you get a lot of positive responses for certain things, you can be kind of audience captured. Like when you notice that, okay, this is what makes me views or money or get more subscribers, whatever, you know, and you can get like trapped in that. And that's what I saw. He gave him advice a lot to be like authentic. Don't pretend to have it all figured out all the time. Be honest. Just be, and that's what I try to do here. Like, yeah, I will be very confident to talk about the things that I really, really, truly know. But I'll at all times admit I have, I'm going through a tough time, or I did. This is a weakness of mine. I did this mistake, right? I want to share truly with you guys, but I gotta tell you, it's like this, even with you doing a video like this. Like, look, talking about women and relations between men and women, and that, it's absolutely something I can do. But I can definitely see when I get like 1,000 to 3,000 views, or 1,000 to 4,000 maybe, is like the typical, for my typical videos. Put woman in the title and it's gonna get like 10 times as much, at least, you know. And I can definitely see how I could be like trapped into talking about stuff that I don't really want to talk like only about, or always having to go into a certain persona that, like I said, that it can be real at the right frequency. So yeah, that's what I try to do here a lot, guys. That's what I mean with the sort of average, that like in a relationship even, you should never have to feel like this is what I have to do. I really don't feel like doing it, but this is what I have to do to make it work, you know. But of course you want to adjust to the other person. That's kind of like the name of the game with a relationship. Two people like finding perfect balance between each other, right? And it's the same with like me and this channel. Like I've always wanted to just do what I do, but of course I want to listen to you guys something. If I see that something works, I can even use it like as a strategy. Like, yeah, I get more attention that way, and then I'll reach more with my other stuff, right? There's always some kind of little, the point is like authenticity. Sometimes when you do some things that's not like what you're directly naturally inclined to do, it's authentic if it's something like, oh, this is a change I'd like to do, not just you feel it's a means to an end. I change because I think I have to. It's the only way to get what I want. People won't like me unless I do that. It should never be like that. But authenticity, guys, like, since living an authentic life, I mean, a lot of things are more difficult because, like, the way people do, why they do these things, go into doing, it's like comfortable, you know. You'll get maybe an experience. Sometimes when you go your authentic path, you're going to be, like, surprised how some people respond to that. But in the end, what's left for you was meant for you when you go about life in an authentic way. This video was way too long, so I'll end it here. Please like and comment. Always interesting to see what you have to say. I do holistic bodybuilding coaching, getting jacked and stacked mentally, physically, spiritually, working on ourselves, body, mind and soul, becoming that man and woman that just manifests a certain look by their way of being. So if you are interested, send me a DM on Instagram or email me, tell you about my different programs. You can pick up my training book, everything mindset, philosophy, and just technique related to getting jacked and stacked. And you can sign up for the Patreon. $8 per month give you access. I tried to say this so fast. To exclusive weekly content, okay? And please subscribe for more content about fitness, fast losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, sources, and mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. Authenticity. What's meant for you will come to you when you are yourself. If you are something else, you'll get something else, okay? Peace.